Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that's part of the game. Wonder if that part of the game still works. Guess there's only one way to find out, right? That's stock up, little bitch. I'm just gonna click on a bunch of them because I don't really care anymore. Hi again, Prince. What the hell are you? Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Aw, Zelprince, did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. I wish I had a gun in the game and I could just kill her. Because that's how much I hate Monica right now. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I found my strength. The courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I want to kill you. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth, all the poems I've been writing have been about my realization. Or about you. That's why I've never really wanted to go into the detail about them. I didn't want to break. Of course you're breaking the fourth wall. I said that last episode. Did I? Wait, did I say that last episode? I feel like I did. I just assumed it would be the best to be part of the game like anyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know. You might have gotten mad at me. Of course you do. I want to put a freaking bullet in your head. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together? Of course I don't. I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Of course I am. It's called a freaking video. Hi everyone. Sorry, I can't exactly read your comments. This bitch is really breaking the fourth wall. But do you mind telling your friends it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind. But I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh. I feel like I'm being put on the spot right now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can really do more except from before. A couple things. Are you ready? No. I'm just kidding. She wants to go kiss me. I can't do anything after all. Did I scare you? Of course you did. I almost jumped out of my skin, but I jumped on the inside. Anyways, Prince, I didn't mean to get you distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Excuse me? Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun, as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can't just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. I have my fists up. What's happening? Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. I have my fists up right now. I'm gonna put one fist down, see if I can do anything. I can't do anything. What the hell? Bitch, what the hell are you? I can't do anything. I'm cooking and nothing. You know, high school is really trippy time in a lot of people's lives. People can give really passionate and dramatic, and others have acting hearts and seek attention on social media. But all the social pressure and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. You may not know what someone is really feeling on the inside. Many people who are depressed won't even bother telling the world about it. They don't want attention because they're already given up on the inside. Their feeling of worthlessness is so overwhelming that they don't even want people to tell them about otherwise. Depression comes in many forms, but that is one of them. Just if you think you know someone struggling with depression, you can help just by treating them like they're a good friend. Spending time with them, even if they don't feel like doing much, and remind them that they always have something to look forward to. Making plans in advance, letting them borrow something, or even just saying, see you at school tomorrow. All those things could help your friend make it to the next day. I hope being friends with Siri has given you some perspective on the true face of depression. Yeah, she's gone now. You are a stuck-up bitch. I am not letting my fist down. But Siri was never real in the first place. You're real. Your friends are real. And just by being a good person, you can save someone's life. As for you, you don't struggle with depression or anything like that, do you? Because you too have people who wouldn't want to save your life. Would want to save your life. Maybe they don't express it every day, or maybe they don't even know how to. But people do feel that way. I promise. Man, humans are complicated. But as long as you're in here with me, I'll take care of you, my love. My fists are going back up. I don't like this. As for a guy that just started working out, I will beat the shit out of you. Will something happen? Anything. I don't give a shit what happened anymore. Come at me. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. And what's that? You know how this takes place in Japan? Of course. Well, I'm sure you know that, right? Or at least decide it probably does. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. Is this ever even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything is just because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but have no idea what home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of unusual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess it will if we never leave this room. It doesn't really matter anyway. So long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we could still watch the pretty sunsets night after night. I never, out of this entire game, even though it's psychological horror, there's always a villain. And the villain is Monica. I just thought about it as I was reading those few lines. That she is the villain in this story. In this game. Out of all the characters in this game, she is the villain. And now I feel bad for, like, saying all that stuff about Yuri in the past couple episodes. What's my favorite color? Mine is emerald green. It's the color of my eyes. That's not conceit or anything, is it? I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. It's like part of my identity. Does it happen to always be your favorite color, Zelprince? It's just a guess, because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Oh my god, I want to kill this bitch. I want to kill her. I want to kill her. Why are we in space? Why are we in space? I never said anything earlier because I was too confused on what the hell was going on earlier. Oh my god. I want to murder her. I want to murder her? I don't know how. I really like the sound of rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet though. But a nice quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window. It's one of the most clammy experiences for me. Yeah. Sometimes imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of rain outside. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? Would you ever do that for me, Zelprince? God, how long is this? I just don't even want to look at her anymore. But I have to. Go away, phone. How long is this? I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. It has less to do with me not having a route and more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only different would be that I may not have been needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It all lost its meaning outside. I found it wasn't real. So I really don't miss those days or anything. I really don't. Oh my god, how long is this? I don't even want to be here. I'm getting tired and yawning. Just by looking at her. You ever have that thing happen when you just get obnoxious for no reason? Like you're just minding your own business and you realize you're really feeling anxious? And you're sitting there like, what am I anxious about right now? So you start think all about the things you might be anxious about. And that makes you even more anxious. That's the worst. If you're ever feeling anxious, I'll help you relax that a little. Besides, in this game, all your worries are gone forever. Do I have any in my water bottle? No. Oh my god, I really want to stab her. You made Yuri die. You made Sayuri die. Nasuke is deleted. Did you know I'm on Twitter? My username is... Hold on, for science, I'm actually going to look this up. For science, I have my phone in front of me. Twitter. There's my Twitter. I know it might be just in the game, but I want to know for myself. Holy shit. She is real. I'm not even kidding, guys. What the fuck? I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the real world. To make sure you follow me, okay? You really mean a lot to me. That's how much you mean to me and all. it would really make me feel loved. How the hell? She has an actual Twitter? Who is following her? Oh, there's my girlfriend. A couple of YouTubers I see. Delta Brony. My God. Go back. Shit. She has 251,000 followers. And who is following her? Sorry, French, how much do you read? It's way too easy to neglect reading books. If you don't read much, it almost feels like a chore compared to the other entertainment we have. But once you get into a good book, it's like magic. You get swept away. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your life a little bit easier. It helps you get a good sleep, and it's really good for your imagination. Yeah. It's not hard at all just to pick up some random book that's short and competing. Before you know it, you might be pretty avid reader. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And the two of us could talk about the latest book you're reading. That sounds super amazing. Holy... How long is this cutscene? I've been recording for like an hour now. I might even cut this into 2 parts. This is pretty random, but it's always thought not spicy food was kind of funny. Like, they didn't plan to evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten. I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually... Are you an alien? It sounds like we're making fun of plants. Using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of struggling for life while being digested. Sorry, that was kind of weird analogy, I guess. It just came into my head. I'm not the monster or anything. I'm joking. Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry for being worried. Weird. Okay, I'm looking at her Twitter once again, and I'm going to read exactly what her description is. Hi, I'm Monica, high school devil and president of the literature club Poetry is Life, X3. Now, reading the high school devil part, it kind of gets me a concern because I don't think she's human at all. She might be a program in the game or anything else and breaking the 4th wall, but I don't think so. It's either me or her. One of us is going to die. It's gonna be her. That's what I'm hoping. I just don't know why this cutscene is so long. It's been going on for like half an hour. Hey, do you like horror? I like Five Nights at Freddy's. Remember we talked about it a little bit before when you just first joined the club? I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them are just rely on easy tasks. Like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and just jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff like that takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels it's a little different. I'm getting tired just like looking at you, bitch. Story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put generally describing. I can't skip. I just realized I can't skip. It really needs to eat them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. Whoa, go back. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than just things that just being slightly off. Like, if you set up a bunch of expressions on what the story is going to be about, and then just starting start investing things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't fit like it's trying to be scary, the reader first feels really deeply unsettled. Like they know that something horrible wrong is hiding beneath the crack, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Actually, this is my first one. To be completely honest, guys, this is my first one. I won't make you read any more horror stories anytime soon. You might. I can't really complain if it just stick with the romance. Okay, I'm gonna eat some sour Starburst minis because this bitch is really got on my nerves. If I start chewing, it means I don't really care about it anymore. You know, it's kind of creepy. Even though I deleted everyone else's files, I could still kind of feel them. It's like all their lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. If someone is after someone you knew died, you're just staring, hearing their voice in your head. Maybe I wasn't thought enough. There are enough. But I'm too afraid to delete anything else because I might really break things. Like if I mess with any files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that would ruin everything. You wouldn't. I don't know what it's like to end like on your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at all costs. I believe in you, Zalprince. Like looking into her, I can literally start be doing my laundry or anything else. I could be probably making another picture for DeviantArt, or start typing away on Google Docs to continue writing my book. Here we go again. I've always wondered, what is it about the character Arthurius that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not just kidding or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying, it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning on what components of character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. Inconsiderate cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me anymore if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel like an insecure person because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Zalprince. You're a perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall in love with you. Oh my god, this cutscene's been going on for like ever. I started recording like an hour ago. It's over an hour. I don't want to be here anymore. I think the most important skill in life is to being able to fake coherence. I don't know. Pretty convinced that everyone feels at least a little bit scared and alone. But being able to trick others into thinking you have it all together, that's a key part of getting people to respect and admire you. I think I get pretty good at that all over the years. And I didn't show my weakness very often. But because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when you reach the point of in a friendship where you could start expressing your vulnerabilities. Anyway, that's one reason I'm glad I have you now. I feel like I'm a little bit less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? I really want to be that person with you. Oh my god. Did you just say kiss? This suddenly, it's a little embarrassing. But it's with you, I might be okay with it. Well, sorry. I really couldn't keep a straight face there. That's the kind of thing girls say in these kind of romantic games, right? Don't lie if it turned you on a little, but it actually didn't at all. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right. But that'll be our secret. Monica, what the hell are you? Are you an alien? Or are you a demon? In a high school? For no reason. I know you really do think literally saved my life by being here with me, Prince. I can't imagine being able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. I think I would have just deleted myself if you didn't show up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything. But I'm sure you understand yourself after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend your eternity with a few games characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try and keep yourself sane for a while. But then you would have nobody to even read to. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only write for themselves. But I think it's hard to say if it's just as fulfilling as when you share with people. You know, it takes time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a long time. And before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be confusing for introverts. Being an introvert doesn't mean you're shun social interaction and hated being around people. You mean social interaction, especially in groups of unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless. And then when they finally go out after a half hour, they just want to go home again. I think more people could understand how it works. They would respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just love just having out one or two close friends over and just usually hanging out. And if you're not actually spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of between, but I think usually I'm a little more introverted. I don't know what that said. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, I can be anything you need me to be. I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing would be more happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. Oh my god, how much longer do I have to keep looking at her? My first thoughts on Monica when I saw her in this game, I was like, okay, she's okay. But now she's being kind of a bitch and she won't leave me alone. And yes, I just had to change voices because that's how much I care at this point. So, Prince, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? It's sometimes I used to think about it pretty often. But recently, I think I actually learned what it feels like. I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep. Less with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent, jumbled patterns. I feel static and rapid flashes of colors while hearing all kinds of weird scratching noises. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly harmed by flashing and screaming, unable to move or anything, or even think. Very sure in that moment, I don't really exist, but for some reason, I can remember it anyway. After some unusual amount of time, it stops in an instant, and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit, or what that stuff happens to me. I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favor and do that to me a little less possible, that would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in this screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it. And that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. It makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. Jesus Christ, how long is this? You know, I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club had scenes outside of the school too. That makes me the only one who hasn't gotten to dress in anything but our school uniform. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists? I do, actually. I would wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You could share it with me on Twitter, actually. I already saw your Twitter. Just try to keep it PG. We're not that far into our relationship yet. I want to die. I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? I actually am a little bit. I had to choose between too cold and too hot. I would always pick too hot. When you're cold, it could actually be painful. Your fingers get numb, and if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. It's still convenient, but when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or staying in the shade. Although I do have to admit one thing: cold weather makes for better cuddle weather, right? Gosh, I used to be so ignored about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that talking medication was always an easy way out or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. Guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. Never really looked into it though. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them is undiagnosed to you, right? You know? But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stress, and professionals dedicated their lives to helping with those. If you think it could really help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. With a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. How do I end this? I can't click on anything. Nothing works. How long is this cutscene? Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It almost hurts to think about it. No, I wonder if when I'm in college, I feel that way about high school, like the way I am now. So it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'm probably changed a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. That's really easy to do with you here. I don't want to be here anymore. Can we believe going somewhere else, Monica? I wonder if I'll be able to change the music. Something a little more romantic would be nice, you know? Like a gentle piano. There has to be something like that here. Let's see. Maybe if I... Oh, geez. That wasn't it at all. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I guess I shouldn't be messing with that thing like that. I already broke so much stuff. And deleted the other characters. I'm not sad about it or anything. It's not right for me to miss the things that weren't even real in the first place. If I just focus on the present, then this is the happiest I've ever been. Oh my god. actually just getting tired sitting here. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our events at the festival. After we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focused on a lot of getting new members, but I was really excited for the performing part too. Wouldn't it have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves? Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. But with that hindsight I have now, that is, gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. It really helped inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. Just another reason for me to love you. I want to die. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just gonna end the episode so as soon as the next text lines show up. Wait, hold on. Does Albert and Steve believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as a sex. Not finishing that. Or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this. I'm just one person who beats the odds and survives among the thousands of who die. That sounds suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his McLares. I don't know. But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently. And you know what? But he's still laughing at me, a miserable face of fury and Yuri, even as we speak. What are we to him but props in a script play? So from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a God if Earth was nothing but it's his playset. Okay, now I'm gonna end it as soon as the next text pop up. I'm recording for too goddamn long. Longer than I was hoping. Fuck you. I'm saving. Wait, I can't save. Alright, well, anyway, I'm ending this here. Thank you guys for staying, playing with me. Getting this far into Doki with me. I'm gonna try and continue it, see what happens from there. But anyway, guys, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Go check out my DeviantArt. Go follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Doki, where I hope I can put a gun in this bitch.